Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So before we dive into these topics, if you end up enjoying the video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. And if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here talking about some news regarding Spider-Man 2, some maybe surprising news that has some fans feeling pretty frustrated. So first, the announcement is that Spider-Man 2 is going to PC in January, which that's not the part that's frustrating fans. It's the second part of the news, which is that apparently Spider-Man 2 is confirmed to not be receiving any story DLC, which is something that fans have been waiting for to be announced for some time now. So on the official PlayStation blog, they announced that the PC version of Spider-Man 2 is going to launch January 30th, 2025, so not too long from now. They say, while we have no additional story content planned for Marvel Spider-Man 2, we're delighted to bring all of our previously released post-launch content to the PC version, including New Game Plus, new suits and color variants, photo mode features, and more. So a lot of fans are extremely disappointed or just flat out mad, right? That Insomniac, for one reason or another, is deciding not to release any story DLC for Spider-Man 2. Some fans have been waiting for about a year now for this announcement. And what makes things even stranger is the fact that when Insomniac Games got hacked late last year, which was unfortunate, one of the things that was leaked out was their roadmap for planned DLC for Spider-Man 2. And I've seen a lot of different theories kind of floating around as to what happened, what went wrong. Some people were saying because of the hack, they decided to scrap the DLC. It doesn't work like that. That would not be a reason for them to scrap the DLC. What's more likely, in my opinion, though, is one of the other things that leaked out was Venom Lethal Protector, a spin-off game that Insomniac has apparently been working on, where it's a game kind of like what we got with Miles Morales, where it's an in-between game starring Venom. You play as Venom. He's going to have his own storyline. And there was a bit of confusion because in this Insomniac leak, it said in a couple of their different slides that they were targeting a 2025 release for this Venom Lethal Protector game. But in separate slides, they were saying they were targeting 2027. So what maybe could have happened here is initially they were going to roll out this DLC for Spider-Man 2 and then release a smaller scope, version of this Venom game in 2025. Maybe they just decided to kind of rework this DLC and make it make sense, I guess you could say, for this Venom game, roll it into the Venom game, overall make the Venom game a bigger project. And because of that, it might take longer and it might be moved to a 2027 release, and maybe that's what's happening here. This is obviously speculation, but there's something definitely going on here. I highly doubt that these things that Insomniac had planned, they're just scrapping it entirely. It's much more likely that it's getting reworked, and this Venom game, I did see some people saying that maybe this got canceled as well. Highly, highly unlikely, especially when you consider Tony Todd, the voice actor for Venom, did confirm that they only used 10% of his recorded lines for Spider-Man 2, or for his role in Spider-Man 2. There's no doubt that 90% of what they didn't use is being reserved for this standalone Venom game. So, yeah, that's the best I have. I mean, who knows? Maybe at the end of the day, there is like a worst case scenario and all of the stuff got scrapped. But considering, Spider-Man is a moneymaker for Sony and for PlayStation, it just seems unlikely to me. But there you go. Wanted to be sure to report on this for you guys. But we're moving on to the next topic, which is another really interesting topic about a PlayStation studio, this time Naughty Dog. I came across this over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, where it says MidMax, Ben Hansen, who I think is the founder of MidMax, heard stuff about Naughty Dog's next game, including a comparison to a game with a lot of player freedom. And so this is the quote. I heard from somebody very in the know who worked on the game that they're like, Jesus Christ, the tone was like, you are all not ready for how amazing this is going to be. And the tone was, I'm not going to say the name of the game that they referenced to compare it to, but they compared it to a game with a lot of player freedom. Now, this is very interesting, and I know some people are maybe looking at it as like, did he actually reveal anything that's worth mentioning? I think he did, because think about what's being described here, right? A Naughty Dog game that offers a lot of player freedom. That is pretty much the opposite of what we have gotten from Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is known to be pretty linear. I don't want to say on rails. They do have some open zone areas, and if we look at like The Last of Us Part 2, there's basically a section of the game that's nearly open world, but it's just, it's very contained. But when it comes to this idea of player freedom, what I'm curious to know is what game it was being compared to, because I think that would give us a lot of information. And for one reason or another, Ben Hansen decided he didn't want to reveal the name of the game. The 2 or 3 games that I've seen being thrown around here are GTA, Red Dead Redemption, and Elden Ring. Now, I'm going to lean more in the direction of something like Elden Ring, because there was an interview that was done not that long ago where Neil Druckmann really was just gushing about, his inspiration he's taken from games like Elden Ring, and talking about player freedom, but also talking about a different way to kind of tell the story and tell the narrative, where if you look at something like Elden Ring, you kind of have to do a little bit of digging to put the pieces together. It's not just kind of laid out there for you in a really obvious way. He's saying that he's very inspired by that. And it's also worth noting that when we look at the Last of Us Part 2 making of documentary, they cited Bloodborne as a major source of inspiration, so much so that they wanted The Last of Us Part 2 to be like melee only, but it just wasn't working out. And so, I don't know, it's hard to say whether or not the name of the game was like Elden Ring or Red Dead or GTA or whatever. Maybe the name of the game that it's being compared to isn't too important here. What is important is that whatever this new game is, it's clearly going to be something different. It's going to be a different approach for Naughty Dog, and it almost sounds like it could be a massive open world, right? That would be very interesting, but I wanted to be sure to cover this for you guys and let you know that this is the latest information we're hearing about Naughty Dog's next game. And I do think Ben Hansen is probably a good, reliable source. He doesn't seemingly reveal too much, but he's formerly of Game Informer, so he definitely has connections in the industry, and I believe what he's saying here. So it'll be really interesting to see what Naughty Dog's cooking up. Moving on to the next topic, though, we have some really good news for Black Myth Wukong. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. Over on their official X account, they say, "Destined Ones, thank you for your patience. With the master disc for Black Myth Wukong ready, the PS5 physical edition will be available to you very soon." And this is all they say, but really this is all they needed to say, because this is what a lot of players have been waiting for, the confirmation that we're going to be getting a physical version for Black Myth Wukong very soon. I know that quite a few people who are interested in this game and thinking about picking it up decided to hold off on it because, well, they wanted to wait to see if there was going to be a physical PS5 version. And so I imagine it's probably going to be just at most a couple of months from now they'll announce it. It's hard to say if they'll have like a more, premium, like limited edition or special edition version or something like that. But either way, I wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this. We are going to be getting a physical version of Black Myth Wukong very soon. But we're moving on to the next topic here, which talks about 2025's first PS Plus Extra and Premium Day 1 game announced. This is being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle. They say, in a surprise announcement, 2025's first ever PS Plus Extra and Premium Day 1 game has been revealed along with a trailer. Remedy Entertainment has announced a Control spin-off titled FBC Firebreak, which will launch on both PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass at an unspecified date next year. FBC Firebreak is the official title for what Remedy previously referred to as Project Condor. It's a 3-player cooperative first-person shooter set in the Control universe, and as you probably already guessed, FBC stands for the Federal Bureau of Control. And so this was a game that apparently, is not only just launching day 1 into Game Pass, but also PlayStation Plus. It's worth mentioning that because this game was the last announcement, I believe, at the Xbox partner preview. And it's also worth noting here, it says FBC Firebreak is not free to play, but will be mid-priced, according to Remedy. It'll be the studio's first ever self-published game. And in a press release, Remedy pledged post-launch content support for FBC Firebreak and said that it's creating a gameplay-driven experience that leans into strange, surreal elements that Remedy is known for adding into its games. And so, yeah, I'm not sure how much excitement there is for this. I mean, to me, this is something very different from Remedy, and you know, it's good to see them, I guess, kind of experimenting here. But I'm not really sure how well this is going to do. Like, I just don't know that fans of Remedy games, that this is going to speak to them, because again, it's very different. But at the very least, we do know if you are subscribed to either PlayStation Plus Extra or Xbox Game Pass, you will be able to try it. It's a day one launch. I also think the fact that it, you know, that it's not a free to play game might also make it a much harder sell. But yeah, just wanted to make you guys aware of this. But that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.